Hello everyone and welcome to day 4. Today we only have a single task, which is to control the movement of a helicopter using arrow keys. So to begin with, let's choose a stage. We'll double click on stage, add a background, and then let's just add sky.
Sky, yeah, because we're using the helicopter.
So I'm just gonna put a sky background. You can use either the scene or this sky background, it's up to you. After that, we are going to add actors. To begin with, let's add the helicopter itself. So I'm going to choose this helicopter. It's up to you. You can choose whichever helicopter you would like. Of course, you can also customize it, completely up to you. And then let's start with the arrows. So we're gonna add arrows,
which is basically the push buttons that are going to move the helicopter.
Yes. So I'm just gonna put
Right
arrow. So I'm going to take the left, and then I'm gonna just make it a bit small over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna add another arrow, the right one. And I'm gonna put it over here. After that, I'm going to add a third arrow, but in this case I need to edit it. So I'm going to change the orientation of the arrow by clicking on the square, okay, and then highlighting my arrow and then rotating it. So I'm going to rotate it up, and then I'm going to change its name to up, and then I'm going to click on save. It's saving, it's saved. We go back. This is our up button or arrow,
and we will do the same thing for down arrow.
Exactly. So I'm going to add another arrow. I will edit it, and then I will just select it, rotate it down. And then I'm going to change its name to down, and then save it. It's saved. I can go back. Now I have all my arrows, and it's time for programming them. Let me just put it at its place over here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and start programming it. We'll start with the left button over here. So what we're gonna do, we're not gonna start with onStart directly because we need this character to act upon only upon clicking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type when actor clicked. That means it will only be activated when I click on it. And then I'm going to type change color. So what happens here, I'm going to change the contrast. What does that mean? You know, when you click on a button and then it gets a bit darker, this happens when on a lot of games you just click on a button or an arrow, and then it gets darker, and this indicates that you clicked on it. So this is what we're trying to do here. So we reduce the contrast by around 5,
and then we need a delay, which is
wait.
Let's make it 0.1 seconds.
And then
we need to clear graphic effects.
Yes, we need to, of course, to clear the graphic effects, because when you're clearing the graphic effects, we don't want the contrast to stay, we don't want the button to stay dark, because it would give the, it would basically tell you that I'm still clicked when in fact you're not clicking on it anymore. This is why we need to clear the graphic effects. Again, we can repeat when
Actor clicked.
We're gonna broadcast. What does broadcast mean? In this case, I'm broadcasting to the whole system. I'm broadcasting to the program. So I'm sending a message to every component in this program, so to the helicopter and to everything else that when I'm clicked, I go left. So I'm gonna write here left. So if you want to, you can take this broadcast and just put it here within the program, or you can have it separately. We're gonna try both just to show you that both work. Let's go to up.
So actually, I think it's going to be the same thing.
Yes, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna click on when actor clicked.
We have 2. So let's have the 2 from now.
Yeah, we're gonna take 2. Okay, so we can start with the broadcast. So
This time it is stop. Okay.
And then we are going to again change the contrast. Change contrast. Here we can pick it, and then we change the contrast
And affected by 5.
over here by 5.
And then wait again.
Wait
0.1 seconds. And then again clear graphic effects.
Okay, let's go to actually we can do something. We can double click on let's stop. We can double click on okay, we can just copy and paste this program, because we can use that in order to use it in the other buttons as well, since we are being repetitive. So we can go now to the right arrow. Okay, and I'm going to click again when actor clicked.
Let's go to the down. That's fine.
Okay, I'm going to paste my old program. Okay, and then I'm going to put it here and change contrast by 5 again, wait for 0.1 seconds and clear graphic effects. As I said before, you can just immediately add broadcast and then put this is the right button. Yeah, you put right. So you can have it separately when you can click when actor clicked and then you just put broadcast, or you can have it all in the same program. Okay, so let's as well, I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to down. I'll just put when actor clicked, and then I'm going to paste the contrast also changes by 5. I'm gonna wait for 0.1 seconds. I'm gonna clear the effects, but instead I'm going to broadcast down. So now we programmed all of our arrows. We have, of course, different ways to program them, as you have seen. Now we can go to our helicopter. It's quite easy, actually. So the arrows are the ones that we clicked, but what about the helicopter? The helicopter only receives orders. So we're just going to type when I receive. So you take I receive. So if I say when I receive right, for instance, what happens when the helicopter receives right? We'll have to go to motion, and from motion we
point in a direction.
We will point to a certain direction. And of course, right in our case is 90 degrees. Okay, now
and
let's
we'll do the same thing for left and up and down.
Okay, let's try to do this again. When I receive, there.
Again, one more.
Okay, actually we need 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay.
So now let's copy and paste So we'll put it here. When I receive right, I go 90. What about left? Let's choose left.
So it's gonna be
minus 90. And what about when I go up? So let me copy this again and paste it.
Okay.
I will go to 0 degrees. This is minus 5. This is 0. What about down?
Down, it's gonna be 180 degrees.
You can copy this. I can paste it. And I can just put it as 180. So now I have all the 4 directions. However, I want the helicopter to actually move at the beginning. So on start, that means that whenever I start the program, it will immediately start the helicopter. I will go forever.
And then we need to add a motion.
Yes, we'll go to motion. We'll move around 5 pixels. And then if on edge, because I don't want it to move and then get stuck. So I want it to realize that when it gets to the edge, it has to bounce back, and then we will put on next costume, which means it will keep changing its costume. So we will have an animation.
And then wait.
We'll have to wait, and this will be a forever loop that is working while we are clicking on the arrows. Okay, so here we go. We have we're gonna make it 0.001, so a very small number of seconds. Okay, so now we programmed all the 4 arrows, and we programmed our helicopter. Let's see what happens when we play. Okay, so without clicking on the arrows at all, you can see that the helicopter is moving and it's changing its costumes because of the animation. So we have like the fan is blowing away. And then what happens when we click on up, or let's say right? It moves 90 degrees. What about left or down? Left and up. Also, please notice that whenever we click on the arrow, the contrast of the arrow itself changes, so we know that we clicked on it. And this is what we did when we put the change contrast by 5.
So by this we finished our today's
Mission.
What about the mission that they have to do?
Okay, so for today's special mission, you have to add more buttons that would work as a horn, or like a helicopter horn or a car horn, or sounds that will basically alert. So if you can add a button that would work at this, you will succeed in today's mission.